What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me. Super nice day out here, nice and warm, sunny day. So I'm gonna try to get a lot of testing in out here while I can. And we're gonna start this off with what should be another interesting 380 test. So we got the jelly contraption clocked in for work out here. We got the chrono and 2 freshly melted blocks of gel. No tests at all done in it. So we're gonna get a real clear picture of what happens with this one. As you can see, it's also bundled up with the heavy clothing barrier again. Got the layer of denim, layer of fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt material. And what we're going to be checking out here, like I said, is some 380. We got the Winchester Ranger T-Series in 380. 95 grain jacketed hollow point with the T-Series projectile. Now, those of y'all not familiar with these are basically what is the black talons these days. The black talons evolved into these over a few different steps, so that's basically what these are. Now, I have tested these T-Series in a few different calibers. As y'all know, these things started out really strong, and pretty much all of them when I was testing through bare gel, but once I started sending them through this heavy clothing barrier, they really took a downhill turn. So with that being said, and knowing how finicky 380 is to get to perform well, I don't expect good results here today. I just really don't. Now the velocity is saying 1,000 feet per second at the muzzle. I don't expect to see that, especially out of this LCP Max. We'll probably get there with the EZ, but like I say, I don't expect that Max to hit it at all. My guess is we're going to see, if we see these things expand, which I'm highly doubting, they're going to have some really poor penetration, and if they don't expand, obviously they're going to go a little bit further. So like I mentioned, I've got 2 different barrel lengths to send them out of today. For the shorty, we've got the LCP Max here with the 2.8-inch barrel, and then for the longer one, I've got my Smith & Wesson Performance Center EZ 380 with the 2.8-inch barrel if you count the little ported piece up here on the front. So I'm really curious to see the results here. Like I said, personally, I don't expect anything good. I really do hope I'm proven wrong on this one. So let me get this stuff set up and let's see what they can do. All right, let's get the speeds on these things and see what we're working with, y'all. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each one. We're gonna start with the little LCP Max first. Remember, the box is saying 1,000 feet per second. So let's see how close we get with this Max here. I definitely don't expect to actually see that. 854, 896, 868, 848, and 897. So definitely not that 1,000, and at those speeds that just reinforces my thought that these things are not going to do much. But let's check that average out. All right, so our 5-round average there was 872 feet per second for a 95 grain projectile. In my opinion, that's absolutely pitiful right there. I don't expect anything good out of these things. Let me reset it and let's see what that EZ can get it to do. All right, let's see what the EZ with the extra inch of barrel length can do for it, y'all. After seeing that, I might change my mind. I don't think we're going to see 1,000 out of this, although that LCP Max costs you a lot of performance, and I ain't going to get on that rant, so we might actually see the 1,000 here. Let's see what we get. Got 915, 934, 924, 964, and 917, so no 1,000 there either. Let's check that average. All right, so the 5-round average that time was 930 feet per second, and that's out of this larger size, the EZ, so there's no way they're hitting 1,000 with those things unless it's just some ridiculous length test barrel. That's just another case of these manufacturers putting numbers on the box that they know good and well are not realistic in the real world. So 930 on this. If you remember on that LCP Max, it was 872. So you're talking about what, 58 feet per second faster with this EZ. 58 feet per second when you're talking about these slow speeds is probably pretty significant, and it might make a difference in this gel, but still, I don't have good faith that either one of these is going to do anything worth looking at. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. Let me get this reset, and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's baby talon jelly time. I'm going to send 1 round from each barrel length into the gel. We're going to start with this LCP Max first. Like I said, I have very low hopes for this thing. I mean, incredibly low hopes. I'm not sure where to put the camera, but we'll see what happens on this first one here. All right, that should have been a good clean hit. Let me go see what we got. All right, y'all, perfect hit down there and pretty much what I expected. I will talk about it here in a second. I won't get deep into that just yet. Let's see what this extra inch can do. I think this is going to do the same thing. I don't think we're getting any expansion off this, and it just depends on whether it tumbles or not. So let's see where we can put this thing. I'm going to try to go up under this one a little bit. All right, that should have been absolutely perfect. Let's go down and take a look at what we got. All right, let's check out what we got down here, y'all. I'm really glad that one out of that EZ did not tumble, so I can kind of demonstrate what I'm getting ready to say here about how absolutely terrible the performance out of these things are. So as you can see on the top, this is the one out of the LCP Max. It comes in here a complete straight line, no kind of disruption, and then you get this disruption here, and that's only because this thing tumbled at least once. That's probably multiple tumbles right there. But then it comes out of that tumble, stabilizes backwards, and then it pokes into this second block about a half of an inch, and this projectile is sitting here backwards with absolutely no expansion to it. And then of course down here on the bottom, that's the one out of the EZ. Same story here. It comes in absolutely no expansion, basically no disruption, just a straight line all the way through here. The projectile's exactly the same distance into this next block, and it's sitting here forward. Now this one's forward and has, again, absolutely no expansion whatsoever. Now, is this little bit of extra disruption here from tumbling? I personally don't think so. I don't think this one tumbled at all, because like I said, it's sitting forward, and it probably would have had more disruption if that was a tumble. But as you can see, this thing literally acted like an FMJ. You know, I know people get butthurt about me saying that, but this thing acted exactly like an FMJ, and so did this one up here. There's just no guarantee that you're going to get this tumble. So the performance from these rounds in general is absolutely terrible. They do not even come close to performing as they're designed. Now, the individual performance here in this gel, I would be incredibly happy with this. This is 16 inches of penetration, and you got some disruption there. The problem is you're not guaranteed this. You're not guaranteed this, and you can take an FMJ and get the same exact thing. I've got tests out there with 380 FMJ. If they tumble, you're going to get the same thing. So this right here, for these rounds in general, as far as just their performance, is absolutely terrible. But as far as the penetration on them, like I said, this is exactly 16.5 inches from this LCP Max, and then the one from the EZ actually has got a little bit of trailing disruption going out to right at 17. So you're within a half of an inch of each other. So really, really nice penetration, but that's only because these things did not expand and perform like they're supposed to. Here's your look from the other side too. Again, on the top is the LCP Max, the bottom is the EZ. So again, very nice disruption right there, but that's only because it tumbled. The rest of the places, I mean, you basically got nothing. You got literally FMJ performance the rest of the way. And as you can see there, the one out of the LCP Max, backwards, no expansion. The one from the EZ, forward, and absolutely no expansion. All right, let's take a look at these projectiles, y'all. Not a whole lot to see here, not much exciting. Now, this one right here is from the LCP Max, this one's from the EZ. If you can tell there, I don't know how easy it's gonna be able to tell. I don't think it's even coming through on camera. There's just a little subtle bit of difference on this EZ where you could tell it just kind of separated the little seams just a tiny bit more than this LCP Max. I don't know if you can tell that at all, but either way, both of these are a fail. Like I said, I know some people are gonna get all bent out of shape about me calling these a fail, but they absolutely are a fail. For what these things are intended to do, their intended performance, they didn't even come close. These things are an expanding hollow point. They're meant to expand. If they're not going to expand, you may as well run a solid, because for the price, you're getting a whole lot more rounds of FMJ and you're getting the same performance. It's a toss-up either way. You might get it to tumble, you might not get it to tumble. So if it's a toss-up either way, I think you're absolutely crazy for paying a premium for a round that's going to behave no different than a standard target type round. But anyway, let's at least get some measurements on these things. So they both started at 95. I don't expect any loss. This one is exactly 95.0. This one here from the EZ is 95.2, so absolutely no loss. And you know, it stands to reason they didn't even expand to be able to lose anything. And then as far as any kind of size measurements, there's really no point, but we'll get the base here. We got 352 on that one and 353 on that one. And then as far as the length of them, this one here is 448, and this one here is same thing, 448. So there it is, y'all, the 380 ACP Winchester T-Series. Like I said, again, absolutely terrible performance. This is pretty much exactly what I expected. I just knew coming into this, these things were not going to do well, and as soon as you see those chrono speeds, that's just a guaranteed. I mean, these things were guaranteed to fail at those speeds just based on what I've seen in the past from these T-Series. Now, I know there's going to be a few people that's going to come in here and get all bent out of shape that these are still fantastic rounds. They did absolutely fantastic on this, but again, the problem is you're paying a premium for these rounds, far higher than FMJ, and I'm getting these things even cheaper than most people's gonna get them. So I know people out there are going to be paying a ton for these things, and they are not even close to worth the money. These things right here are absolutely terrible rounds, period. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it right there for another disappointing but definitely not surprising 380 test. There really ain't much left to say out here besides what I've already said. Absolutely terrible performance out of these through both barrel lengths. Now, I know people's gonna wanna come up with every excuse under the sun. All these are duty lengths. These are meant for duty. They're Leo. Show me a longer barrel than that EZ that's going to be carried for duty. Show me any kind of barrel that's going to be carried for duty, unless it's some deep concealed backup. It's just any kind of excuse you can come up with these rounds is just grasping at straws and hoping that you can feel better if you carry them. If you carry them, listen, like I've said before, they'll do a fine job. What I'm saying is you're crazy if you go out and buy these things after seeing this. And if you've already got them, run them. I'd run them with no problem. If I had them, I'd run these. I've got some, and I will run them if I needed to with no problem. But again, do not go out and buy these things, because you can get that same performance from an FMJ for a lot less cost. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about these things. Any of y'all out there carry these things? Have you tested them yourself and got different performance out here? Do you think I'm just full of it and don't know what I'm talking about and just totally disagree? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy the video, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. Check out those affiliate links in the video description like I asked you. If you shop through Amazon, hit my storefront link up first. You go right through Amazon just like normal from there, and anything you buy after that, I get a kickback from them towards the channel. Same deal with those axle links. This hot weather is going to be coming up on us fast. Grab you some of them GS Extreme Ear Pros and don't get no sweaty swamp ear out here. If you use those links below, you can save a pile of money instead of going straight to their site. As always, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel. I got a long day of testing planned out here, so stay tuned for some good stuff. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.